Right now, as you're listening to me, your blood is being held hostage. That's not an exaggeration. That's not a metaphor. That is pure biology. Inside your veins, millions of sugar molecules are floating through your bloodstream like an invading army. They're latching onto your cells, wrapping around your nerves, embedding themselves in your artery walls, and every single second that passes, the damage compounds. Your body is screaming for help, but no one ever taught you how to listen. And here's what's most disturbing about all of this. Your body already has an escape hatch, a built-in emergency system specifically designed to flush that sweet poison out, the very poison that's destroying you from the inside. But that system has been switched off. Let me ask you something directly. When was the last time your doctor talked to you about actually eliminating sugar from your body? Not managing it, not regulating it with pills, eliminating it, pulling it out, expelling it permanently through your urine. Never, right? And there's a reason for that. Because if the 37 million Americans living with diabetes discovered that there's a natural way to activate that elimination system, the pharmaceutical industry would lose the most profitable business in modern history. But today, in the next few minutes, you're going to discover exactly how to flip that switch. I'm going to show you how a simple cup of tea taken before bed can turn your kidneys into a cleaning machine that works all night, flushing out toxic sugar while you sleep. The main ingredient is probably sitting in your kitchen right now, but the industry spent millions making sure you forgot about it, making sure you believed the only solution was to keep buying their medications month after month, year after year, until your body finally breaks down. Now listen. If you're over 50 and your fasting glucose is above 126, this is the most important thing you'll hear today, because this isn't just about numbers on a lab report. This is about your eyesight, your feet, your kidneys, your heart, being able to hold your grandchildren without getting winded, waking up without your hands numb, not feeling that dread every single time you walk into a doctor's office. Stay with me for these next few minutes. You don't need to take notes yet. Just listen. Because today, I'm going to reveal the secret ingredient that peer-reviewed science confirms, but that no physician ever prescribes. And by the end of this video, you will have the complete method in your hands. The exact formula, the precise measurements, the perfect timing, and the scientific reason why it works when everything else has failed. Your blood is being held hostage, but tonight, we're going to set it free. Now let me tell you something your doctor has probably never explained clearly. The pills you take every day do not eliminate sugar from your body, not a single one of them. Zero. What they do is redistribute it, shuffle it around, hide it. It's like cleaning your house by shoving the garbage under the bed. Metformin forces your liver to produce less glucose. Sulfonylureas squeeze your pancreas for more insulin. DPP-4 inhibitors extend the action of hormones that are already struggling, but none of them, absolutely none, actually remove sugar from your system. Think of your body as a giant warehouse. Every day, more and more boxes of sugar arrive. The pills just rearrange those boxes, stack them on different shelves, move them to different corners. But the boxes are still there, and every month, every year, the warehouse gets more packed until it collapses. And that explains something you're probably experiencing right now. Why do you keep getting worse even though you take your medications faithfully? Because controlling is not the same as eliminating. Your A1C might be at 7. Your doctor pats you on the back and says you're doing great. But meanwhile, your feet start tingling. Your vision blurs without warning. You're up 3 times a night to use the bathroom. Your cuts take weeks to heal. You know why? Because the sugar is still there. Still circulating, still sticking to everything it touches. And here's what no one tells you. Those pills carry a hidden cost far greater than the $50 or $100 copay you write every month. First cost, your liver. Metformin overloads it. Fatty liver develops. Chronic fatigue sets in. Digestion becomes sluggish. But because no one told you it was the pill causing it, you assume it's just part of having diabetes. Second cost, your kidneys. Forcing them to process medication day after day, year after year, gradually weakens them. And when they finally fail, they tell you it's a complication of diabetes, when really it's a complication of the treatment. Third cost, Dependence. Every year you need higher doses. Then they add another pill, then another. Until eventually you're on insulin injections, and at that point, they tell you there's no going back. But here's what they're not telling you. Your grandmother didn't live in this epidemic of diabetes. Your great-grandfather wasn't carrying a bag of pills at 60. What changed? It wasn't just the food. It was that we forgot how the human body actually works. Your body was engineered with an emergency elimination system, an ancient mechanism that our ancestors used when they consumed too much wild honey or overripe fruit. The kidneys. Your kidneys can expel glucose directly through urine. They can sweep it out, remove it, eliminate it permanently, without storing it, without processing it, just flush it out. But that system is switched off, not because it's broken, not because you're too old, not because your diabetes is too far gone. It's switched off because no one is activating it. And the reason no one activates it is simple. There's no money in teaching you to use what you already have. There's money in selling you the solution every single month. There's money in keeping you as a chronic customer. There's money in telling you your condition is irreversible while charging you for the rest of your life. But the scientific truth is this. Your body already has the switch. It just needs the right signal to turn it back on. And that signal doesn't come in the form of a pharmacy pill. It comes in the form of specific plant molecules, molecules that nature designed millions of years ago, long before the first pharmaceutical company ever existed. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly which molecules these are, where to find them, and how to use them tonight. Because your body doesn't need more artificial control, it needs to activate its natural elimination system. Now let me share a discovery that changed everything we know about natural sugar elimination. In 2003, a group of researchers was studying indigenous communities in the mountains of India. These people ate rice, they ate honey, they ate ripe sweet fruit. But something extraordinary was happening. Almost none of them developed type 2 diabetes. The scientists assumed it was genetics. They assumed it was physical activity, but when they analyzed their blood, they found something remarkable. Their fasting glucose was normal, but their urine contained detectable levels of glucose every single day. Wait, what does that mean? It means their bodies were eliminating excess sugar naturally, consistently, and automatically, like a cleaning system that never shuts down. And when the researchers asked what they ate differently, everyone pointed to the same plant, an herb they consumed as an infusion every night before bed. That herb was activating something in their kidneys that modern medicine had completely forgotten. Let me explain how this works because it's fascinating. Inside your kidneys, there are proteins called SGLT2 transporters. Think of them as bouncers at the entrance to a building. Their job is to decide what goes in and what goes out. When you eat, your glucose rises. These bouncers have one rule. If glucose is below 180 mg/dL DL, they send it back into the blood. They reabsorb it. They store it. Why? Because your body thinks you're in a time of scarcity. It thinks you need to conserve every gram of energy. A survival mechanism from when we were hunters going days without food. But here's the problem. You are not in a time of scarcity. You're living in an age of toxic abundance. Your blood is saturated with glucose around the clock, and those bouncers keep sending it back, reabsorbing it, accumulating it. They're doing their ancient survival job in a modern world where that job is killing you. Now, what if you could tell those bouncers to stand down, to stop reabsorbing, to simply open the door and let the sugar leave? That's exactly what those indigenous communities had discovered. The plant they consumed contained specific compounds, plant glycosides, that sent a direct signal to those SGLT2 transporters. The signal said, stand down, rest, let the glucose go, and the glucose left through the urine all night long. Modern science confirmed this decades later when pharmaceutical companies developed SGLT2 inhibitor drugs, canagliflozin, dapagliflozin, empagliflozin, complicated names for pills that do exactly what that ancient herb does. With one crucial difference, the pills cost $300 a month and carry serious side effects. The herb costs $3 and your body recognizes it as food. But there's something even more important you need to understand. Why at night? Because your kidneys don't work the same way around the clock. They operate in biological cycles, rhythms programmed millions of years ago. Between 2 and 6 a.m., your renal filtration reaches its peak. That's when your body performs its deepest cleaning. That's when it expels toxins, metabolic waste, everything it doesn't need. If you take this infusion 30 to 45 minutes before bed, the active compounds reach your kidneys exactly as that nocturnal cleaning cycle begins. And then something tangible happens, something you will feel on your very first night. You'll wake up to urinate, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, and that urine will be more abundant than usual. Don't be alarmed. That is not a side effect. That is the signal that the system is working. That is your sugar leaving, your blood cleaning itself while you rest. But for this to work properly, you need 3 mechanisms firing simultaneously. Mechanism 1, renal activation, releasing trapped glucose. Mechanism 2, insulin sensitization, preventing new glucose from accumulating. Mechanism 3, vascular protection, repairing the damage that sugar has already caused to your veins and arteries. And here's what's revolutionary. There is a specific combination of 3 plants that activates all 3 mechanisms at the same time. Not one miracle herb, a formula, a synergy, a molecular alliance that nature designed long before we understood why it worked. That exact formula, with precise measurements, is what I'm about to reveal to you right now. The most powerful plant for activating renal glucose elimination is not green tea, it's not stevia, it's not prickly pear cactus, it is Moringa, Moringa oleifera, the tree of life, the plant that contains the highest concentration of quercetin glycosides found anywhere in nature. And those glycosides are the master key that quiets the SGLT2 transporters in your kidneys. But listen carefully, Moringa alone is not enough. If you only activate elimination without improving insulin sensitivity, your liver will keep producing new glucose through the night. You'll be draining from one end and filling from the other, like emptying a bathtub with the faucet still running. That's why you need the second ingredient, Ceylon cinnamon. Not just any cinnamon, it must be Ceylon cinnamon, also called true cinnamon. The cassia cinnamon sold in most American grocery stores contains coumarin, a compound that in higher doses stresses the liver. Ceylon cinnamon has minimal coumarin and maximum concentrations of cinnamaldehyde. What does cinnamaldehyde do? It mimics insulin. It binds to the receptors on your muscle cells and signals them to open their doors. Let glucose in, burn it as energy instead of leaving it floating in the bloodstream. It's a natural sensitizer that works without forcing your pancreas, without exhausting your beta cells, just optimizing what you already have. And now the third ingredient, the protector, turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, one of the most potent anti-inflammatory compounds on Earth, but its real power in diabetes is something else entirely. It blocks advanced glycation. Remember when I told you sugar sticks to the proteins in your body? That process is called glycation. When those glycated proteins accumulate, they form rigid structures that stiffen your arteries, damage your nerves, and cloud the lens of your eyes. Curcumin interrupts that process. It protects your blood vessels while the sugar is being eliminated. It's like repairing the pipes while you're cleaning the water. So here is the complete formula. Write this down. 2 tablespoons of dried moringa leaves. If you can find them fresh, use 4 tablespoons because they contain more water. 1 stick of Ceylon cinnamon, about 3 inches long, or 1 teaspoon of ground Ceylon cinnamon if you can't find the stick, and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Now, the preparation matters. This is not just throwing everything in hot water. The method determines which compounds you extract and which ones get destroyed. You'll need about 17 ounces, roughly 2 cups, of water. Put the water in a small saucepan and bring it to a boil. When you see the first bubbles, reduce the heat to medium. Add the cinnamon stick or cinnamon powder first. Let it simmer gently for 5 minutes. This releases the cinnamaldehyde without evaporating it. After those 5 minutes, add the moringa leaves and the turmeric. Here's the key. Turn off the heat immediately. Cover the pot and let it steep for 10 minutes. Why this process? Because moringa loses its active glycosides if it boils too long. Extreme heat destroys them, but it still needs enough heat to be extracted. That's why we add it at the end with the heat off. After 10 minutes, strain the infusion. You'll have a dark amber liquid with a slightly earthy aroma that blends spice and herb. Do not add sugar, obviously, but also don't add honey or stevia during this first week. We want your sweetness receptors to rest completely. If the flavor feels too strong, you can add the juice of half a lemon. The citric acid also improves curcumin absorption. The ideal temperature to drink it is warm, not hot, not cold, warm. Around body temperature, roughly 95 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Why? Because warm liquid absorbs faster through your small intestine. The active compounds reach your bloodstream in 25 to 30 minutes, just in time for when you lie down. And now the most important part, the exact timing. Take this infusion 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Not earlier, the effects dilute. Not later, you'll be getting up to urinate just as you're falling asleep. If you normally go to bed at 10 p.m., take it at 9:15 or 9:30. If you go to bed at 11, take it between 10:15 and 10:30, and prepare for what's about to happen. During the first 2 hours of sleep, you'll probably wake up once or twice to urinate. That's completely normal. That is accumulated glucose leaving your body. That is your elimination system firing up after years of being dormant. Don't worry about the disrupted sleep. After the third night, your body adapts. The frequency decreases, but the elimination continues. Now, important medical precautions. If you're taking metformin or any other glucose-lowering medication, do not stop your medications without medical supervision. This infusion will amplify their effects. Your glucose could drop more than expected. Monitor your fasting glucose every morning. If it drops below 90, talk to your doctor about adjusting your medication dose, not the other way around. Don't stop the infusion. Reduce the medication with your doctor's guidance. If you have active kidney stones or advanced chronic kidney disease, consult your physician before starting this. Moringa is diuretic and can mobilize small stones. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, this formula is not for you. And if you have a known allergy to any of these plants, do not use them. But if none of those contraindications apply to you, tonight, you have in your hands the most powerful tool available to begin cleaning your blood. Tonight, while you sleep. No side effects. Just your body doing what it always knew how to do. Now that you know the exact formula, you need to understand how the full transformation works. Because this isn't about taking one cup and waiting for a miracle. This is about reactivating a biological system that has been dormant for years. And that system wakes up in phases, 7 nights. That's all you need to prove to yourself that this works. Why exactly 7 nights? Because that's the time your body needs to renew insulin cell receptors, to regenerate the membranes of your pancreatic beta cells, to recalibrate your renal filtration cycles. Science calls it metabolic neuroplasticity. Your metabolism can relearn forgotten patterns in 7-day cycles. Let me walk you through what happens night by night so you know exactly what to expect. Nights 1 and 2, the awakening phase. This is the initial activation. Your body is recognizing molecular signals it hasn't received in years. The SGLT2 transporters in your kidneys begin to relax. The gates start opening. You'll notice a significant increase in urination, 2 to 4 times during the night. Your urine will be more abundant than usual, possibly slightly darker because it's concentrated with waste. You may feel mild thirst when you wake up. That's normal. You're flushing fluid and your body is asking for replenishment. Drink water when you rise, not during the night. On these first 2 mornings, check your fasting glucose. You probably won't see dramatic changes yet, maybe a drop of 5 to 10 points, but what matters is happening at the cellular level, where you can't see it yet. Don't get discouraged. The system is just turning on. Nights 3 and 4, the deep cleanse phase. This is where the visible results begin. The renal transporters are now fully responding. Insulin sensitivity is starting to improve. Your liver is reducing nighttime glucose production. Your fasting glucose should drop 15 to 25 mg/dl compared to your starting point. If you began at 160, you should be around 140 or lower. Nighttime urination frequency eases a bit, maybe 2 trips instead of 4, but the volume stays high. Your body is finding its rhythm. And something more important, your morning energy improves. You stop waking up with that mental fog. Your eyes open more easily. Your body feels less inflamed. If you have mild retinopathy, you may notice your vision is slightly clearer. That's not placebo. That's the reduction of glucose in the vitreous fluid of your eyes. Nights 5, 6, and 7, the stabilization phase. This is where your body consolidates the changes. Renewed insulin receptors are functioning optimally. Your pancreas is producing higher quality insulin. Your kidneys have memorized the new elimination pattern. Your fasting glucose should be 20 to 40 mg/dl below where you started. If you began at 170, you could be around 130 or 140. If you began at 140, you might be close to 110. Nighttime urination normalizes, maybe 1 trip, maybe none. But glucose elimination continues. Your bladder has simply adapted to handling higher volumes. Visually, you'll notice less swelling in your feet and ankles. Your hands won't be numb in the morning. If you had tingling in your fingers, it's noticeably reduced. And something many people report in this phase. Their skin looks different, less dull, less yellowish, because glycation of proteins is decreasing and your tissues are receiving better oxygenation. Now, to make these 7 nights truly effective, you need to pair the infusion with smart food choices. I'm not asking you for an extreme diet. I'm asking you to eliminate 5 things for just 7 days. You can do anything for 7 days. Poison number 1, white flour. Bread, pasta, crackers, tortillas, biscuits, anything made with refined flour. It spikes your glucose faster than pure sugar. Poison number 2, refined sugar. Obviously, sodas, commercial juices, pastries, candy. If it has added sugar, it doesn't enter your mouth for these 7 days. Poison number 3, white rice. White rice has a glycemic index of 89. That's nearly equivalent to eating pure glucose. If you need rice, make it brown, and only half a cup. Poison number 4, refined vegetable oils. Soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil. They drive inflammation that blocks insulin receptors. Use olive oil or avocado oil instead. Poison number 5, alcohol. Your liver cannot process alcohol and regulate blood glucose at the same time. 0 alcohol for these 7 days. And here are the 5 power foods you should eat every day. Avocado. The healthy fats sensitize insulin and the fiber slows carbohydrate absorption. Eat half an avocado daily. Raw almonds. 20 almonds per day. They're rich in magnesium, which activates over 300 metabolic enzymes, including the ones that process glucose. Broccoli, rich in sulforaphane, a compound that reduces hepatic glucose production. 1 cup daily, preferably steamed. Salmon or sardines. Anti-inflammatory omega-3s that repair cell membranes damaged by glucose, at least 3 times per week. Blueberries, the only fruit with anthocyanins that improve beta cell function. Half a cup daily. Every morning before breakfast, check your fasting glucose. Write it down, on your phone, on a notepad. You don't need a complicated spreadsheet, just the date and the number. Day 1, 165. Day 2, 162. Day 3, 155. Day 4, 148. And watch those numbers fall. That is your proof, your evidence, your confirmation that the system is working. If at any point your fasting glucose drops below 85 and you're on medication, that's your signal to talk with your doctor about adjusting your dose, because it means your body is responding faster than expected. That is good news, very good news. But it requires oversight if you're medicated, because hypoglycemia is dangerous. After these 7 nights, you will have your definitive answer. Your body will have spoken to you in clear numbers, in improved symptoms, in recovered energy, and then you'll face a decision. Do you keep activating your natural elimination system, or do you go back to relying solely on pills? The answer should be obvious, but that decision belongs to you. Tonight begins your first of 7 nights. We're approaching the end of this video, but in reality, you're approaching the beginning of something much bigger, the beginning of your liberation. Because tonight, you won't go to sleep as a chronic patient resigned to getting worse. Tonight, you go to sleep as someone who just took back control of their own body. Picture what's going to happen in just a few hours from now. It's 9:30 at night. You're in your kitchen. In front of you, moringa leaves, a Ceylon cinnamon stick, turmeric powder. You heat the water. You follow each step exactly as I described. 5 minutes with the cinnamon simmering gently. You turn off the heat. You add the moringa and turmeric. You cover it. You wait 10 minutes while the infusion transforms into that amber liquid that is about to change your metabolism. You strain it, pour it into your favorite mug, squeeze in half a lemon. The temperature is perfect, warm, comforting. You sit down, you breathe, and you take the first sip. This isn't just tea. This is a declaration. Your body saying to this disease, you no longer have power over me. You finish the cup in 10 minutes. It's 10:15. You brush your teeth, you lie down at 10:30. And as your mind quiets and you drift into deep sleep, something extraordinary begins inside you. The moringa glycosides reach your kidneys. They bind to the SGLT2 transporters. They send the signal, stand down, let the glucose leave. And the gates open. The glucose that has been trapped in your blood for years, sticking to your nerves, hardening your arteries, clouding your eyes, begins to flow into your renal tubules, from there into your bladder, and from your bladder out of your body, for good. While you sleep, your blood is being cleaned, molecule by molecule, cell by cell. Your body is doing what it always knew how to do, but had forgotten. And when you wake up, maybe at 2 or 3 in the morning with an urgent need to use the bathroom, don't be frustrated, smile. Because that urgency is your proof. That abundant urine is your victory. That is the toxic sugar leaving your system, without pills, without injections, without side effects. That is your body healing itself. When you come back to bed and sleep until morning and wake up and check your glucose, maybe you won't see a dramatic change yet. Maybe you'll only be down 5 or 10 points. But it doesn't matter, because the process has started. The engine is running. And every night you repeat this, every night you activate that system, the change multiplies. Now let me tell you something real, something that happened 3 months ago. If this video gave you hope, if it showed you that there is a different way to face diabetes, share it. Share it with your sister who has been fighting this for years, with your father who has given up, with your friend who thinks there's no way out, with that person in your family who needs to know their body is not their enemy, because information that changes lives must not stay locked away. It must travel. It must reach the people who need it most. The reversal of type 2 diabetes is not a miracle. It's not luck. It's not genetics. It is biology. It is activating what your body already possesses. It is reminding your metabolism how to work correctly. And it all begins with one decision. 1 cup, 1 night. Your first night of freedom starts tonight. Not tomorrow, not next week. Tonight. Because every day that passes with high glucose is a day of accumulated damage, and every night you activate your elimination system is a night of repair earned back. You decide. I've given you the tools, the science, the exact formula, the complete protocol. Now it's your turn to do your part. I'll see you in 7 days, with cleaner blood, lower glucose, and renewed hope. I'm Dr. Leonard Brooks, and remember, your body knows how to heal. It just needed someone to remind it how.